There are so many distractions in today's world, whether it's your phone, it's work, it's all the different messaging platforms. It is so easy to feel lazy and unmotivated and not to be living the life that you want to be living. I've been there too many times to count, but that doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can actually use discipline to create more freedom and excitement in your daily life. Hi everyone, I am Mary Ofori-Attah. Welcome to my channel. I am an entrepreneur, I am a creative, I am many different things, a Jill of all trades, and I am someone who, as an entrepreneur, has definitely felt unmotivated. I have felt stuck and I have felt lazy, and that is not something that I like to feel, and I don't want you to feel that way. I have been an entrepreneur for 10 years and I have learned a lot of things over the last decade. And one of the biggest things I've learned is how discipline is actually your secret sauce to finding success, finding freedom, and getting out of this rut of being unmotivated and feeling like you're lazy. You're probably in freeze or flight and you don't know what to do. Instead of doing something, you just turn to your phone. You put on the TV, you let yourself stay stuck rather than moving forward and doing something. And a lot of times it's because we don't have any discipline. It is so easy to get stuck in our day-to-day routines that really just keep us unmotivated in this cycle and not feeling like we are living the life that we want to be living. And you can live that life. The power actually is all within you and your daily routines and your daily discipline. So if you've been stuck, maybe you're sitting on your couch right now, you have been doom scrolling on your phone, and just know you're not alone. I have been there way too many times that I'd like to admit. And that's just a part of life. There's different seasons that we go through, and it doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means you're missing something. And that something is discipline. And that's what I'm here to share. From my 10 years of experience, I have the knowledge of failing and getting stuck and feeling unmotivated, but also getting out of it and finding that discipline is what brings freedom and excitement in my daily life. Let's dive into how you're going to feel motivated again, get out of this rut, and add a little bit of discipline. I promise it's not going to be scary. It's 5 simple steps that I've used. I've worked these steps time and time again, and you can too. The first step is figure out what your trigger is. Why do you feel unmotivated? Why do you feel stuck? What is that emotion that is keeping you in place? Is it overwhelm? Is it fear? Maybe it's doubt or even envy. I know that there's times that I am envious of other people and how motivated they are, how much they're able to accomplish. But that's not a bad thing. It's understanding why I'm feeling that. Why do I feel envious? Because I want to be able to do that. So then I get stuck in that place. Once you can identify where this emotion is coming from and sort of the why that you're feeling stuck, that you're feeling lazy or unmotivated, the sooner you can actually get out from it. Yes, you may be able to put the next couple steps into place, but if you don't know the reason why, you're sort of going down a path without knowing the source or really where you're going, and you're going to find yourself going in a full circle and back to the beginning. And we don't want to have to repeat this, but using these 5 things will get you out of that. Why are you feeling unmotivated? Is it because you are just too distracted? Maybe you're feeling like there's just no hope for you because there's so many things that you have to do, or that phone will not shut up. If you like to journal, this is a great journal prompt for you to figure out where this emotion is coming from, what is keeping you stuck, what is holding you back from getting out from being unmotivated back to the person that you know you can be. Look at these emotions, especially when you're feeling stuck. When you go to pick up your phone, when you're lying on the couch and you're thinking, I just can't do it. It's too much for me. Take that time to really question where these emotions are coming from and find out the why as to why you're feeling unmotivated so we can start to use discipline to get you out of that rut. Secondly, we want to set tangible, very actionable everyday goals. So these aren't things that are changing your life around in 180 degrees. I think that's something that I have done as a mistake so many times is thinking, tomorrow I'm going to be that woman. I'm going to set myself up and live the life that I want to live and change basically everything about myself. Everything from my morning routine to my evening routine. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to do all these things. And it's too much. It's too much change in a short amount of time. So we want very small but very actionable changes that you can set up. These are small routines that you can start to implement every single day. And like I said, they should be small. You want to actually feel like you're achieving something. You don't want to be doing something that within 3 or 4 days, you feel exhausted, you feel overwhelmed, and you get back into that place of feeling unmotivated. So with these actionable items, they can be as simple as making your bed. This is one of my favorite things to do to get back on track is I make my bed every morning after I get up. The reason why is because I've already accomplished something. Whether I accomplish anything else in that day, especially those days that I'm dealing with my chronic pain, my migraines, or an endometriosis flare up, sometimes all I can do is make my bed. And that's amazing because I have accomplished something. And that is a small, actionable item that you can do every single day to remind yourself that you have it in you. You can be her and you can get back on track and you can start to live the life that you want to live. Very similar to actionable items is you want to have routines. Something that you can rely on. Consistency is so important when it comes to discipline. Discipline and consistency truly go hand in hand. But I'm going to promise you, by the end of these 5 things, you will understand. So looking at your daily routine, what are some changes that you can make that feel, again, small, but very actionable, that give you the energy and the discipline to start achieving those things you want? So I like to break my day down into 4 different parts: my before work, my morning while working, my afternoon while working, and my after work. So I like to look at those 4 different sections and think, what is my routine? Sometimes my routine might be a little bit slower before work because I know I have a very busy day. And you can change your routine during a busy season and a slower season. Or for me, when I have chronic pain, my routine may look a little bit different. But you want to look at those different aspects of your life, different times of your day, and how these routines are disciplined. They are setting you up for success, but you can break it down into those digestible chunks to really make sure that you are becoming the person that you know is deep within you. So my morning routine, one non-negotiable is movement. Some days that's stretching, other days that's a run or a walk or even going to the gym, but that's a non-negotiable. Another non-negotiable for my morning work is deal with the biggest task first. The one that I don't want to deal with is the one I do first. For me, that's a great way to set my day up for success because, again, I feel like I've accomplished something huge at the top of my day. One of my afternoon non-negotiables is go through my inbox. I try to get my inbox as low as possible by the end of the day so that the next day, it's not as daunting when I go back onto my computer. By having a routine, you're actually setting yourself up for success to have a bit more freedom. When your mind and your body knows what it's doing and sort of the flow, it actually creates more space for your mind to roam a little bit, to come up with ideas, to be more creative, and to also just not be stressing about what's next, what you need to do, when you need to do it by, and feeling overwhelmed. A routine is actually my biggest success to feeling less overwhelmed and to feeling less stuck. And again, it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but I promise you, as you implement a routine and you start to find things that work for you, because again, creating a routine is all about you and what matters most to you, you're going to find that you have a bit more freedom, you have more energy, and you feel a little bit better by coming up with ideas, dreaming big, and just getting back to that person that you know you are meant to be. Speaking of being the person you're meant to be, we love a reward. That is who I am. I am a reward-based person. I love a little treat. I was about little treats before treat culture, but I'm going to say that is one of the best things you can actually do for yourself is give yourself a reward. You need to recognize when you're doing something well. You need to work towards something, and having a reward and setting yourself up, being accountable for those things will actually help you stick to these different goals. Again, if they're small, it's the routine, whatever it may be that you're starting to implement tomorrow or even today. Having something that holds you accountable, whether that's journaling, using a task tracker, using your Notion, whatever it may be for you. I like to tell people what I'm doing because then I'm really accountable. And by people, it's usually my husband. It's usually someone I trust the most who's like in my inner circle that isn't going to judge me if I fall off or I fail because it happens. We're human. It's bound to happen. But having accountability, and whether it's just to yourself or with someone else, will allow you to not only feel accomplished, but also to look back and see that all the things that you've done are actually stacking up and paying off. So look at what you can do to be accountable to yourself, but look at how you can track that and make sure that you are accountable for these things you're doing and reward yourself. So let's say you are going to start waking up 10 minutes earlier every day. That is your small actionable item. What you need to do is say, okay, after a week of doing that, I'm going to go get myself a different coffee at a different coffee shop that I don't go to. And then after 2 weeks, I'm going to do something else. And then after a month, I'm actually going to do something kind of special. So sometimes what I do is, if it has to do with working out or running again, I'm going to say if I run 2 or 3 times a week for an entire month, I'm going to get myself a new running vest, a new running pouch, something for running, because again, it goes back to that thing that I've been working on, and it feels like such a reward for staying true and staying on task for the things that I set myself out to do. And even if it's small, like making your bed, getting up 10 minutes early, those deserve rewards because you are showing up for yourself and you're staying consistent. You are disciplined, which is not a scary word, but you are being disciplined and creating that stability in your life so that you can get out from this rut and start feeling motivated again. And lastly, and one of the most important things is we are not striving for perfection. We do not want to look at perfection as the end goal because it's not realistic. It's not going to happen. And like I've said, over 10 years as an entrepreneur of experience doing this, of feeling stuck, of feeling unmotivated, and falling back into that place time and time again is just part of being human. So we are looking for progress. We're not looking for perfection. You don't want to have yourself feeling like you're never going to succeed. That's not going to help you get to the place that you want to be. Get out of this rut. Stop feeling distracted. You want to look at progress, which is why having a treat, being accountable, setting up these routines, having small actionable items will actually help you realize that progress is the key to success. It's not about where you arrive. It really is the journey. And I know we hear that all the time. It's not the destination, it's the journey. But I swear it really is the journey, and recognizing every small step you're taking to arrive where you want to be. And when you fall off one of these routines, you fall off these habits, you feel stuck again. Maybe something happens in life and you feel unmotivated. You're going through something like grief or sickness and you're not yourself. You know, these are 5 things that you can turn back to, start to implement, and realize that, you know what? I did it before. I can do it again. I'm going to look for those small progresses, those small things each day that I see myself accomplishing. Knowing that progress is what we're striving for is the best thing you can do. You're human. You understand that you're going to have bad days. So whether you start today or this week and you really want to get out of that rut and you want to start feeling motivated, try to ask yourself where this is coming from. Identify the feeling and the reason why you're feeling unmotivated. Start to set some small actionable items. Create that routine that is going to set you up for success. Add a little bit of discipline into your daily life. Prepare some rewards. Be accountable, but also treat yourself and reward yourself for staying true and staying on task and on plan for achieving these things. And lastly, be kind to yourself. The progress is what matters. Whether you stumble, whether you fail, the main thing is when you fall or you have a hard time, you get back up and you keep trying. That is the most important thing with all of this. Like I said, 10 years of experience, I have been there. I have been in a rut. I have been unmotivated. I've gone through many different personal hardships while feeling like, what am I doing with my career? How do I get out of this? And I've worked these steps time and time again. And I promise they do work and they will help you get out of this unmotivated rut, feeling lazy, which you're not. We want to get out of that and we're going to do it together. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to continue to learn, because I'm actually going to go a little bit deeper into these different steps and how to actually work them so it doesn't feel so daunting and overwhelming. I know for me, one of the best things I can do is share this journey with someone else. I love when I get to do something with an accountability buddy, a friend, and maybe this is something you and a friend can do together and we can all learn and grow together. And if there's anything that you're struggling with, maybe there's a certain reason you're in this rut or there's something that you can't figure out with your routine, drop it below in the comments because we are going to be discussing all of these different things over the next couple of videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked it, please like the video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one.